Hello, welcome to the demo of LuitBiz DMS. Here I'm going to show how you're going to use the system completely with all the different features. First of all, LuitBiz DMS is a completely responsive software, which means that it fits all devices, whether it's a mobile phone or a tablet or a computer. You don't need to download any mobile apps to use this software. It goes through the browser just like a website does. So once I log into the system, this is a login screen, and once I put in my username and password, I log into the system and I come to this main screen. In this system, there will be one admin user, and this particular user is an admin user, and the others will be the DMS users who will be seeing this icon. And the third one, LuitBiz Help, is a direct connection to us. So whenever our customers have a problem, they can click on LuitBiz Help and they can submit the support tickets, and we will support them accordingly. It's a simple support ticket system. Here, moving from one module to another is very easy. You click on this home icon on top and you will see the list of modules to which you have access. Suppose I click on home, I go back to this home screen. Now, this user being an admin user, let me show what are the functionalities of the admin user. I click on this admin user and I come to the admin module. Here the admin user has a couple of different functionalities that he or she can use. First of all, the admin user can set the password settings. To add users, you need to assign them passwords, and for setting those passwords, the admin user can control the construction of the password and for how long the password would be valid, and when the password needs to be changed, the interval at which the password needs to be changed, because that is very much required for various compliance purposes for FDA and ISO. So first thing that the admin user does is clicks on settings and then clicks on password reset and clicks on add password setting. Here he or she can add the password setting. The first there are 6 fields out here which are all mandatory. In this system, whenever there is a form that needs to be filled up, it's divided into green section and blue section. Green section fields are always mandatory. Now in this particular form, all fields are mandatory, so they are all in the green section. So number of days, the first field out here is number of days after which the password needs to be reset. Let's say the password needs to be reset after every 365 days. Number of characters that the password would consist of, let's say 8 characters. Out of this 8 characters, how many would be numeric? Let's say 3 numeric. How many special characters? See, these are the special characters that are allowed. So let's say the password should have 1 special character. Then how many lowercase alphabets? Let's say 4 lowercase alphabets, so that brings the count to 8, because 4 plus 3 plus 1 is 8. So the last field out here is number of uppercase alphabets. Let's put it as 0 because we already said 8. So let's say the 8 characters would consist of 3 numeric, 1 special character and 4 lowercase characters, and we hit on the submit button. So once we do so, and we go to view settings, we see that the password setting has been set like this. And of course the admin can go ahead and edit this setting at any point of time by clicking on the edit button against the name of that setting. So after that's the first thing that the admin would do. The second thing that the admin can do is add the subsidiary companies. Subsidiary companies is you can have multiple locations for your business, so you can add all those business. Let's say you have an office in Los Angeles, so you add the Los Angeles office name. You can add the phone number. You can add the you can add the country, and you can add the currency that is used in that particular office. And since again this form has green and blue section, only green section is mandatory, so these are the 4 fields that are mandatory. The rest of the fields you really don't need to fill it out, and hit on the submit button. So this way you can add as many companies as you want, and you can divide your users into the different business locations. Okay. Then the third thing is adding the users itself to the system. So to add the user, the admin clicks on add user, adds the name of the user. Let's say the name of the user is Rose, and adds her email, and now the admin needs to add the user's password. So for adding the password, he already gets the instruction that it should consist of 8 characters, 3 numeric, 1 special and 4 lowercase, whatever he defined earlier. So he puts the password and he needs to type the password again using that particular construction, that is 3 numeric, 1 special, and 4 lowercase. And this user can have access to multiple business location or just one location. Admin selects that and says that this user is a DMS user and clicks on the submit button. So now, since the admin said that the user has access to multiple business locations, so out of this multiple business location, which is that user's default location, so selects that default location and then adds that user. Let me add a couple of more users. Let's say we add this user called Andrew. Same way, adding the users, the same way is followed, and you select which offices the user has access to and which is the default location of the user. Let's say we add one more user. And same process. And the users are now being added to the system depending on whatever username and password we have put in for them. This is the last user that I'm using. I'm adding all these users so that I can show you the different functionalities, how they can access the folders, the different access levels for different users. So let's see, we have added this user out here, and now if we go to view user list, we will see that we have this 5 users added to the system. The next job of the admin user is to divide these users into different groups. One user can be, because in this system users are divided into different groups, with each group having a group leader, and one person can be the leader of one group or leader of multiple groups, and users of multiple groups. There can be any permutation combination. There is no limit on that. So let's say this admin user is trying to add a group to this particular business location 1-4, and let's say the group is called sales, and let's say the user called James is the group leader of this group called sales. So now if we go to view DMS groups, we will see that this group sales has been added to the system. To add more users to this particular group, we click on the green button manage users against the name of the group, and we select the different users that we have. We can remove users from the group whenever we want. We can add the user back to the group whenever we want. So the admin can control the groups. So that's basically the job of the admin: setting the password, creating the business locations if you want, or if you have just one business location you can skip that, then creating the users and dividing them into different groups. Now there are a couple of actually 3 other settings that the admin can do. First is document expiry. Now what is document expiry is, there are for different legal documents, let's say for AMC documents or for NOC documents, certain things need to be done on the future, on a future date, say 1 year later or 2 years later, and manually it is very difficult to figure out when it needs to be done. Here what admin can do is, admin can say, okay, any document belonging to the sales group, if it has an alert date or an expiry date set, then how many months prior to that particular date should the users be alerted on their dashboard. So once this setting is set, so now if any document in this particular group called sales has an expiry date set, then 1 month prior to that expiry date, the stakeholders will be alerted on their dashboard depending on this particular setting that the admin has set. And of course the admin can edit this setting whenever he or she wants, or if it's not required, he or she can delete it. The next setting is document alerts. This system sends out email alerts for various document related activities. By default everything is set to no, so depending on your organizational requirement, the admin can set it to yes or no. For example, should users receive email alerts for document expiry? If the admin sets it to yes, then for document expiry the users would be receiving email alerts. But for certain things like should users receive email alerts for newly added documents, you might not want the users to be receiving an email for every newly added document, so the admin can set it to no. So this way, depending on your organizational requirements, the admin can control the email alerts that the users will receive from the system. The third and the last job of the admin is to define the document retention policies. Now, for various compliance purposes, documents need to be retained in the system for a particular period of time, say 5 years, 7 years, 10 years, or whatever. These are for different compliances like FDA, ISO, etc. So what admin can do is admin can do a setting like this. Say, let's say for all the documents in this group called sales, let them be retained for a period of, let's say, 1000 days. So on the 1000th day of every document in this particular group, the group leader, James, in this case, would be receiving an email, an alert on his dashboard saying that this document has reached its end of life, so you can go ahead and delete this document. So once I do this submit, then that document retention policy for the particular group called sales has been set up by the admin. So now that's the job of the admin. So to move from the admin module to the DMS module is very easy. Just click on the home icon on top and you see the drop down menu of the modules to which you have access. Click on DMS module and you will be in the home page of the DMS module. Here each and every screen in the DMS module has an audio guide. You see this audio player on the top of every screen in the DMS module. So once you click on it, the audio guide starts playing and it tells you what exactly you can do in each and every screen of this particular system. Additionally, each screen also has a video guide. So you have this video icon on each and every screen of the DMS system. So once you click on it, in a new tab, all the video guides will appear for you. So none of these guides is more than 4 to 4.5 minutes long. So once you click on the video guide, suppose you want to know how to upload workflow documents to the software, just click on this and then it will show you how you can upload workflow documents to the software. So all the guides are available and you can click on them and go through the different the different features in detail through those video guides. So now then below those two icons you have the links, all the important links that are required to run the system, and below that you have the dashboard. So once you start using the system, this dashboard graphs start filling up. And of course you have the document alerts. The second tab is document alerts. If any alerts pertaining to the document are generated for you, it starts filling up in one of these 7 boxes. And the third is workflow alerts. So if you are using this document, this DMS for document approvals, and if you have any documents coming in for your approval, or if you have any documents that have been approved and has come back to you, so it's going to appear in one of these 3 boxes. So now let me log out as the admin user and log in as James, who is the group leader, and see how he is going to manage the system as a group leader for his sales group. So he logs in as the user. So since this user is not an admin user, he doesn't see the admin icon, he just sees DMS and the LuitBiz help icons. So he clicks on DMS and he comes here. Now here, being a group leader, he has the opportunity to create the different folders and give access to the different folders to the different users. So he clicks on to create a folder, he clicks on create folder. Of course, these links are also available on the left hand side navigation menu. So he selects the group inside which he wants to create the folder. Let's see, he wants to create a folder called invoices inside the sales group. So in the next step, he can give different access privileges to his different group users. Remember, his group has 4 other users. So let's say he wants to give Andrew the first type of privilege, which is called upload privilege. So if he gives Andrew upload privilege, then Andrew can upload new documents to this folder called invoices, and he can also have the second type of permission, which is view. So Andrew can upload documents and he can view documents. Let's say he gives Lee just a view permission. So Lee cannot upload new documents to this folder, but he can view documents that are already uploaded in this particular folder. Now let's say he gives Rose the third type of permission, which is modify permission. Now in modify permission, Rose cannot upload new documents to this folder, but she can view it and she can modify. That is, she can approve documents, she can upload version 2, version 3, etc. of the document. So the modify privilege is given to the managerial level people who do not need to upload new documents. They just need to view the documents and they just need to approve them or correct them. So they can correct and upload the modified version and they need to approve them. And the fourth type of permission, let's say this user Xiao is given full permission. So once a user is given full permission, then that user can upload documents, that user can view documents, and that user can also modify documents. So this is how the group leader creates the folders for the different group users, and folders inside these folders they can also create subfolders. So and they can create any number of folders inside the different groups of which they are a leader. So going back to the DMS dashboard, now the folder has been created. So the next logical thing to do is to upload documents to the folder. Now for uploading documents, you see two types of links out here. One is upload document, the other is upload scan document. The difference is, for upload document, you can upload document in any folder. It can be Microsoft Office formats, it can be PDF, audio, video, AutoCAD, whatever you want. Apart from .exe files, we allow all document formats. The second one out here is upload scan document. Upload scan document is when you scan a document in an image or a PDF format, you can upload it, and our system has a built-in OCR where it reads through the content of the document and makes it completely searchable, because we have full text search integrated to the system. So first let's try to upload a document. So to upload a document, you select the folder inside which you would like to upload the document. Let's say you want to upload a document in this folder called invoices. So you can upload multiple documents in one shot. So let's say you want to upload a couple of documents out here from your hard disk. So let's go here. Let's say you're uploading this 2 documents to this. You can upload more than 2 files, and you can put in any document keywords or description or an expiry date, the alert date I was talking about, or some comments. But since these are in the blue section, you can add them to the document later on. For now, you can just select the documents and upload it. It has been uploaded. Now, since I was also talking about scan documents, let me also upload a scan document and show you how it works. So let's say I want to upload a scan document into that very same folder. Here also I can upload multiple documents in one shot. So here, while uploading the document, the system will also run an OCR through the document and make it completely searchable. So what I'm doing is I'm uploading a JPEG file which has been scanned, and I'm uploading it to the system. So while uploading the document, the DMS is also running an OCR engine in tandem with the uploading software, and now both the OCR engine has run and the document has been uploaded. Now if I go to document list and search, I can list the documents out from here. Of course, list documents is also available from the dashboard. So I can click list documents. The document tree opens up for me, and inside invoices I see that I have these 3 documents uploaded to the system. So once I click on the name of the document, I go to the document detail page. Here, to view the document, I can click on view document, and this document opens up in the browser for me. I can view the document, and if I want to search for anything inside the document, let's say suppose I want to search for visual controls. So what I can do is, we have a lot of different search options. For searching documents, we click on search documents. Of course, the search option is also available from the dashboard. So once you click on search option, we see that we have a lot of different options. We can search for documents by name, original author, keywords, description, or a boolean and or combination of them. Or we can search documents based on full text search. So I want to search for visual controls, so I can do a full text search through the content of the document. or I can search for documents within a range of creation dates. Between this date and this date, how many documents were created, or between a range of expiry dates, between this date and this date, how many documents have an alert date set. Or you can search for document question and answer. What this is each document has a discussion forum attached with it, so that all discussions pertaining to the documents can take place in that discussion forum, and you can search for it later on. So the advantage is, if any employee leaves the organization, generally their knowledge is lost, but here all the discussions, since it will be taking place inside the system, nothing is lost. So even if they leave the system, even if they leave the company, their knowledge is saved in the company, and you can search for it and use it later on. And document tagging is, while uploading the document, I was mentioning that you can put in document keywords or description, but those are the metadata that we are defining for you. But suppose you want to define your own metadata, the group leaders can define their document tagging parameters, and users can add document tagging values, which I'll show you later, and they can search for documents. First, let's search for full text search inside the content of the documents. And so once I click on full text search, I see that this document has this particular phrase called visual effects, and then I come to the document detail page of this particular document. Now in the document detail page, you will see that there are 4 different tabs. The first is general information, where you can click on the red button and view the document, and also you can view the complete audit trail of the document, like who has done what on the document and when. For example, I just viewed the document, so it shows me that James has just viewed this document along with the complete timestamp, which is very important for various compliance purposes like FDA and ISO. You need the complete timestamp of who has done what on the document, and as and when things are getting done on the document, the audit trail captures everything, and you can view it and save it for later. So the second tab out here is modification, version control, approval and tagging, which is the most important tab. Here you can click on edit document properties, and if you do so, you can put in the keywords and the expiry date. Let's say the expiry date is or the alert date of the document is this, and you can put in the description, and also if any available tagging templates are there, you can add it to the document. However, we have not added any tagging templates, so we cannot add any tagging templates now. Let's say we have just added the expiry date for this particular document. You can rename the document if you want, and all the different versions of the document would be renamed. You can hide the document. Suppose it's a very important document and you don't want anyone else to view this document. You can go ahead and hide this document, and apart from you, no one else would even know about the existence of this document. Whatever access they have, they would not know about it. However, for you, hide would toggle to show. So later on, if you feel like showing this document to the rest, you can show it, and then depending on their access privileges, whether it's view privilege or upload privilege or modify privilege, they would be able to view the document, and again it toggles back to hide. The next is related documents. When you're arranging documents in paper formats, you'll have one master document in a file, and then the related documents would be inside it. Here also you can do the same. So you can add related documents. For example, the other 2 documents that we uploaded, let's say they are related to this particular document. Let's say this is the master document and the other 2 are the related documents. So we are still in the document detail page of the master document, but we can view the other documents right from here. Let's say we want to view the scanned document, so we can view it right from here. So this is the scanned document, and we can search for content inside the scanned document. So let's say we want to search for this word called microbial. So if we go to search documents, and inside full text search, if we try to search for the word microbial, we see that this is a document which contains the word microbial. So it has done a full text search inside the content of the document. Now let's go back to our original document, which we call our master document. So let's say this is our master document, and we are back here, and of course we have our related documents, and if you have added a related document by mistake, you can remove it by clicking on this button. The next important thing out here is version control. This system has a built-in version control. Now as you can see, download is active out here and upload is inactive. So if I click on this download button, I can download this document to my hard disk and make whatever modifications I want to make in my hard disk. So once it is downloaded to the system and I go back to the document detail page, I see that a huge orange box appears out here, which says that if you had any difficulties in downloading, you can click here to re-download, and if you want to cancel the download, you can click here, because now what has happened is, for you, download has become inactive and upload has become active. And for all the other users with modify or full privilege who could have downloaded the document to make modification, for them everything out here has become inactive. Of course, view is active for them. They can still view the document, but they cannot modify it unless you upload this document back to the system. So you click on upload document. You can then select the modified version of the document, whatever you have modified out here. You can upload the modified version of the document. You can put in your change comments out here as much as you want, and then submit it. So once you submit it and click here to go back to the document detail page, you see that the system has appended a -v2 to the document. And so now the active version, whatever you view here by clicking on the red button, is the version 2 of the document, and version 1 is not lost. It has moved down to the third tab, which is document history. You can still view that version of the document. And then again out here, the version control mechanism becomes active. So download is active, upload is inactive. You can again download, and once you upload it back, that would become version 3. Now suppose you think that you have had enough version control and you want to log the version control for this particular document. You can go ahead and log the version control for this particular document. Now if you go here, you'll see that both download and upload has become inactive. However, lock has toggled to unlock. So later on, if you feel that you need more changes in the document, in this particular document, you can unlock the version control again for this document, and again version control will start working on this particular document. Now the next thing out here is rollback. Suppose you now the active version is version 2. Suppose version 2 is not correct, version 1 is correct. So you can roll back to version 1. So once you roll back to version 1, you can see that out here now the active version is version 1 and version 2 has been moved down to history. So this way, and the version 2's viewing history is also saved for you. So this way nothing about the documents is deleted, everything is saved, and you can have complete control over your documents and their different versions. Next thing out there is document email. Suppose you want to email this document to some person who is not a user of the system. Maybe he's a customer or a supplier to whom you want to email this document. So what you will do is you'll put in the email address of that particular person, put in an email subject, select which version you want to email to that particular user, and put in the email body. And once you hit on the submit button, the system will email this document to this particular person, and it will show that it has gone from your email ID, and all the email history would be captured out here. So you can email this document any number of times, and how many number of times ever you email this document, to whom you have emailed, which version you have emailed, when you have emailed, and what was the body of the email, what was the subject, everything would be captured and would be available for you for future reference. Now that's basically the DMS system. And as far as tagging was concerned, I was saying that you can define your own tagging parameters. The group leader can define. So to add tagging parameters, group leader can create tagging templates. To do so, he clicks on the document tagging, he clicks on add tagging template, and he can select the group, because one user can be leaders of multiple groups. First step is he selects the group for which he wants to add the tagging template. Say now he calls it, say let's say he calls it 1-4 invoice. So the tagging template can have any number of parameters. Let's say he wants to capture the customer name, the customer address, the customer phone number, and the customer email. Let's say he wants to capture 4 parameters. It can be any number, there's no limit. For our demo, let's say he wants to capture 4 parameters. So we say that add this template with 4 parameters. Now the system is asking you what are the 4 parameters. Let's say first parameter is customer name, and second is let's say address, third is let's say phone number, and the fourth is let's say email. And these 4 parameters, he also needs to give it a data type. Data type can either be varchar or text. So if he gives it a varchar data type, then the user will get a small field like this to enter data. But if he gives it a text data type, then the user will get a larger area to enter data. So let's say the customer name, phone and email are varchar and the address is text, and we click on the submit button. So now if he goes to tagging templates, he see that want for invoice, this particular tagging template has been added. He can edit it if he wants, he can add more parameters if he wants, and he can delete the template if he is not happy. But suppose everything is fine, let's say publish it. So once that template is published, now the users can use this template in their different documents, and one document can have multiple tagging templates attached to it. So to attach a tagging template, let's go back to our master document out here and click on edit document properties. So all the list of available published tagging template is going to appear for you out here. So now we have just one, so let's add this one. So once we click on add, so now it is asking for customer name, address, phone number and email. Since name, phone number and email were varchar, so I'm getting a smaller field out here. Address was a text, so I'm getting a bigger field out here. So let's say the name is Richard Lee, and let's say the address is say 73. So let's say that's the address. Let's say this is the phone number, and let's say this is the email address, and let's click on the submit button. So now this document, if you come back to the document detail page, we'll see that it has been tagged with these parameters. So later on, let's say we want to search for Richard Lee. So if you want to search for Richard Lee, what we'll do is we'll go to search documents, and for searching under document tagging, we'll click put in Richard Lee out here, and once we click here, then we see that this document has Richard Lee and is tagged with the value Richard Lee. The fourth tab out here is document knowledge base and broadcasts. Now document broadcast is if you want to post a broadcast, if you want to say something to all the stakeholders of the document, generally you would be sending out an email or having a meeting or calling them. Here you just post it as a broadcast, and you can put a title of the broadcast and put in the broadcast detail, and all the stakeholders of the document would be alerted via email about this broadcast, and then they can come back to the document detail page, and if there is any discussion that needs to take place pertaining to the document, they can join this discussion forum out here. Here you can have any number of questions, nothing is limited. So suppose, let's say suppose this is the question. Of course, the question will be more relevant to the document. This is just to show you how the discussion forum works. So now if we go back to the view Q&A, we'll see that there is a question to this pertaining to this, and all the other stakeholders can also keep on adding their knowledge. So whatever they post is going to keep on appearing here, and this is completely searchable. For example, if someone wants to know at a later date if there was any question pertaining to New York asked ever, then they can go to search documents, and they want to know if there was any question pertaining to New York, and they can click and they can see that there was this particular document which had a question pertaining to New York, and they can view the knowledge that was shared pertaining to this particular question. So now going back to the document detail page, of course this is what is the DMS system about. And of course you have the next thing, which is the document approval. Now if you want to approve documents via this DMS, you can do so. There are two types of approvals. One is the straight line approval, where the user can just select a group member from here. Suppose he wants to send it to this particular user for approval. So once he clicks on this submit button, the user to whom it has been sent for approval receives an email alert saying that something has come for her approval. So she will just log into the system, and once she logs into the system after receiving the email that something has come for her approval, she will see that right on her dashboard, she will see that document approval request. There is one document which has come for her approval. Now in the system, you can also attach electronic signatures for your approval. For attaching electronic signatures, first you need to upload the electronic signature to the system. To do so, you go to user profile, click on your name, go to user profile, and click on click on your name out here and click on password, and then here you click on signature password. You can upload your signature file in your signature file. You can scan it and put it in a in a PNG, GIF or JPEG format, and you can password protect it with a password. So you put in your signature password out here and you hit on the submit button. If you want to view your signature, click on your name out here on top and click on user profile and click on view signature. You will see that this is your signature file. Now you know that something has come for your approval right from the home page. There's a green button out here, document approval request. So you click here and you see that one document has come for your approval. So you click on the name of the document. You can view the document on your browser. You can view and see what has come for your approval. And then to approve the document, you see that under the second tab, modification, version control, approval and tagging, approved document is active for you. So you click on active approved document. You can either approve or reject. You can put in your approval comment as much as you want, and if you're approving via mobile device, you can actually just speak out. You don't even need to type out your approval comments, and it's just going to work fine for you. And if you want to add your electronic signature, you can say yes and then put in your signature password. So once you do that and submit it, the first user, James, who sent this document for you for approval, receives an email alert saying that whatever he sent for approval has been approved and has come back to him. So he can log in to his system and he sees that for him document, newly approved document, he sees there's one document which has come for his approval. And meanwhile, since he started using the system, his graphs are starting to fill up. So he sees that one document has come for his approval, and he can go and view the approval history. He sees that it has been approved by you with your signature. So this way, this is how the straight line approval takes place. Now here you can also have multiple people, multiple step approval. The group leader can define the process. So what he can do is he can add workflow template. For, just as adding tagging templates, he first selects the group inside which he wants to add the workflow template. So let's say it's called one for invoice approval, and this approval can have any number of steps. So let's say the first step is approval by assistant manager, and he can put all the instructions out here as much as he wants, and he can keep on adding as many steps as he wants. But let's say I added just one step. Then I go here and I want to add more steps, so I click on add next step. So let's say final approval by general manager finance. Here also he can put in instructions, and then he can keep on adding step, and he can add as many steps as he wants. So now if he goes here, he'll see that he has a workflow template which has 2 steps. So he can keep on adding as many steps as he wants and keep on adding. So once everything is fine, he can go ahead and publish this workflow template. So once he publishes it, he and his group members can now use this workflow template for getting their documents approved. So now let's upload a document with this particular workflow template. Same way, we select the folder inside which you want the document to be uploaded, but this time, last time when we uploaded documents, we didn't touch this box, attach workflow to document, because by default it takes a no. But if we say yes out here, in the next step, along with uploading the document, I also get an option to select the workflow template. All the workflow templates that are available for me are going to appear in this drop down menu. Right now I have just one, so I'm just attaching that workflow template, and then I hit on the submit button. Now remember, our workflow template has 2 steps. Now I need to define those 2. So let's say this workflow, the first step, approval by assistant manager, starts today and also ends today. And let's say I have these two people in the position of assistant manager. So I'm sending it to these two, but out of these two, I want at least one of them to approve so that it moves on to the next step. If I want, I can choose two and then both of them need to approve, but let's say at least one needs to approve. And if I want to write a note to them, I can write a note to them. And then for the second step, let's say the second step also starts today and ends today, and let's say general manager, this particular user is the general manager, and I want her to approve. So if I'm sending it to her, I want her to approve. So out of these one, I want one to approve so that it is finally approved, and I can write a note to her as much as I want, and I click on add workflow. Now as soon as I do this, this document is saved as a draft. It didn't go to anyone. It didn't go to the approvers. It is now saved as a draft, which I can view by clicking on my documents and then my workflow docs. So I see that this document is saved as a draft. I can view the document out here and see if everything is fine, and if I need to make any modifications, I can go ahead and modify the document. Suppose I'm viewing this document out here. This is the document, and let's see if it is fine. It is fine. And if not, if I want to make modification, I can go ahead and edit the workflow. But suppose everything is fine, I go ahead and publish the document. The moment I publish it, it goes to the first step approvers, because now if I go to document workflow and click on workflow history, I see that it has gone to these two people, Lee and Rose. And if they are sitting on it and they're not approving, I can send them extra reminders, and they will receive this extra reminders via email, and there will also be an audit trail that I have sent them extra reminders. Now let me log out as this particular user James, and log in as the user, let's say Rose. So I log in as the user called Rose, and now to approve the document, if Rose also wants to put in her electronic signature, first thing she has to configure her electronic signature, and to do so, she clicks on her name on top, clicks on password, then clicks on signature password out here, uploads her signature file, whatever her signature file she might have already scanned and put it in her hard disk. So she uploads her signature file. Let's say this is her signature file, and see then she will password protect it. She will enter her signature password twice and then submits it. So now Rose has already received an email saying something has come for her approval, because on her home screen she sees that something has come for her approval. She sees that workflow documents to approve. One document has come for her approval. So she clicks on workflow alerts and sees that there's a document which has come for her approval with an extra alert that please approve on time. So she clicks on the name of the document out here. She can view the document by clicking on the red button. Then she can approve the document and post her review comments by clicking post review comments. She can either accept, reject, or decline to review. But let's say she accepts and she says this is okay, and she wants to electronically sign it. Please remember that if you have not uploaded your electronic signature, these two fields are not going to appear for you. Use electronic signature. This is not going to appear for you. The system detects if you have an electronic signature uploaded. Only if it has, then it's going to ask you whether you want to attach that or not, and you have to put in your signature password and send it. So the moment you do so, the system is not going to wait for the second approver Lee, because when James uploaded the document, he said that it has to, the first step has to be completed within today, and out of the two approvers, one has to approve. Now since one has approved, it will not wait for the second approver, and it directly sends an email alert to the final step approver, which is Xiao. So Xiao now logs into the system, and then she also sees that she has a workflow document to approve in her workflow basket. So she comes here and she sees that there's a workflow document to approve. She can again view the document by clicking on the red button, and then she can post her review comments out here. She can also accept, reject, or decline to review, but suppose she has also accepted, and puts in her comments, puts in her electronic signature, puts in her signature password, and signs it. And now James is always on the loop that whatever he sent out for his for approval has been approved by Rose and Xiao. So he logs into the system, and then sees that whatever newly approved workflow documents, he sees that 2 of them has approved. So he goes here and sees that okay, it has been approved and it has come back to him. So he can view the workflow history, who has written what, and along with the electronic signatures of the 2 approvers. So now he can go back to the document detail. Till now, the document was in between these 4 users. The other users of the system, whatever access privileges they have, they did not know about the existence of this document because it was under approval. Now, since it has been finally approved, now James can go ahead and share this document. So once he shares it, you see that it becomes a normal document with the 4 different tabs, and of course the workflow history is always maintained, and the other users of the folder who has whatever privileges, they can now view the document depending on their privileges. So that's how the system works. Now in James's dashboard, you will see that he has a 4th tab, which is documents to delete. This is available only for the group leaders, because in the system only group leaders can delete and the other users cannot delete. There are 2 types of deletions. One is end of life deletion, the other is manual request for deletion. End of life deletion is, remember when we were doing the admin module, we said that the documents in the sales group can be retain only for a period of 1000 days. So on the 1000th day of each and every document, it's going to appear here in the list for James, and he can go ahead and delete it. And as far as manual requests are concerned, the users can ask for manual request of document deletions, and it is going to appear for James out here, which he can delete it. For example, let's say James himself wants this document to be deleted. Let's say this particular document, he wants it to be deleted. Now in the document detail page of each and every document, you see this request deletion button. All the users get it. So once they they can say, okay, I want this document to be deleted by this date, and the reason for deletion, let's say not required anymore. So he puts in a request for deletion, and it goes to James because he's the group leader. So he sees that this document has come for deletion, so he can go ahead and delete the document. And before deleting, he can put in the deletion comments, and this whole deletion report is available to the admin user Xiao in this case. Of course, the system provides a lot of different reports. For example, you can view your document usage reports for how many ever groups you're a member. You can view your activity reports for that. The group leaders can also view group reports. They can drill in down more and view details of these reports, and these reports can be exported to CSV, Excel, or PDF format, or printed out. And of course, if you want more specific reports like who has viewed the documents in this group between this date and this date, if you want a report like that, you can get it like this. And of course, this reports also you can export to CSV, Excel, or PDF format, or print them out. So this is how the system works, and I would request you to log into the demo version of LuitBiz on our website luitinfotech.com and try it out. And if you have any problems, feel free to contact us. Thank you and have a good day. And of course, log out of the system, click on your name out here and click on sign out. So that's how the system works. Thank you and have a good day.